Shalom.
First and foremost, we give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings like of Israel. The brothers here in GmsTampa Bay, coming to again through the Spirit, to come out and what? To prophesy, And that's, again, a lot of prophets are here to prophesy to you what needs to be said, not what you want to hear, or what you need to hear. And whether you hear prepared, it says in the book of Ezekiel, you should know probably been among them. But go ahead, someone grab Jeremiah, get Jeremiah 13, whatever you have in the Spirit, but Jeremiah 13 starts, probably like verse 15. Pretty much, hear the words of the Lord and be not proud. I think how it goes, because when you hear this word, it's going to talk about be ready to hear it and to give the sacrifice to fools. You're coming up here knowing nothing. As the Lord said that parable about you coming as a newborn babe, you have to be humble, and again, going to the point of acknowledging, speaking of so-called News 18 Americans, that hey, you got a lot of work to do, you got to get back right with your creator. That's what this difference is for. In the condition of, while we're here in this position, that goes into a man of understanding, asking these questions like, the who, the what, the why, the where, because Jake got identity crisis. That's why he loves seeking out the stuff that's ultimately not his. This is our heritage, the scriptures. The Lord gave us a heritage, and it's in that book, okay? So us coming back to that remembrance, we're supposed to, hey, this is something we're supposed to take honor in, and in good pride, this is ours, man. It's not just the white man's book, This is the same book that's making this nigga go down the drain, man, get destroyed, Got it.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 15. Hear ye and give ear, be not proud, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken.
Yes, there you go. So get Amos. We have to see words to the servants and prophets. So going to be not proud is what is pride. We want to depart from his maker. And that's what happened to our people. They departed. And as the Lord said in the book of Isaiah, it's not, my hand is not stretched out enough. I can't save you. It's your iniquities, man. Your sins, that's what keeps me abhorring you. I can't deal with you because you're filthy. Unless you be washed, unless you be converted, then I can start dealing with you and start suffering with you. Going to that spirit of wisdom, right, which is the fear of the Lord. And you have to understand the whole thing that's happening is we're being converted to the image of the Son, man. Yahushua. You're gonna go through stuff. It's the rock second chapter. So the stuff again that we're saying to you, hey man, it might come off the wrong way, whatever. But the point is, you're not proud, man. Give an unbiased ear to what we're being said to us. We're saying faith comes by hearing. Okay, and if it's in you, ultimately, it's gonna be activated anyway. That's why I go to give all deals to make a call and let you sure. It's about ultimately being delivered. Because if you look around, if you had an idea what's going on, is the world is a very bad scenario. Okay, it's gonna get a lot worse as the days progress because we are in the last days. That's the problem.
I'll go wait for him to read that next verse though.
Read the verse again.
Jeremiah 13 and verse 15. Hear ye and give ear, be not proud, for the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, have spoken.
So the Lord has spoken and has to speak to. Luke 1 and 70. He speaks by the mouth of his prophets. Okay, the Lord's not going to come down and deal with you because you first off, man. Again, it's glory. You're small in this place, man. The Lord said, "Who will not be devoured in my presence?" I'll leave you to powder. So the glory of the Lord. That's why Jake is so proud, man. And you think the Lord's going to come down and deal with you? And Auntie's saying she's been saved 1972, whatever. No, man, you ain't been saved. Okay, it's, I think it's in Jeremiah as well. It says the summer is past, harvest ended, we're not saved. It's in Jeremiah 3rd chapter. Because again, we have a lot of stuff we have to endure through. And again, the stuff we're watching for, we're preparing ourselves for what's to come the best way we can. And that's cleaving onto Yahweh Shai, but starting first with his words.
Okay, Amos 37. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 7.
Matter of fact, you can read up.
All right.
That's why even the city.
Yep. Amos 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in a city, if the people not be afraid?
Right, so, going to the ancient warehouse set up, that's what, you still have it today. You got call them alarms, certain things you got, emergency services, they'll give you a ring on your phone saying there's a storm coming, whatever, beware of a storm, there's a missing child, there's trumpets being blown. That's a trumpet. Alarm for you to wake up, that's a different trumpet. So there's different trumpets and tones for things that are happening on earth. The trumpet that's being blown is danger. It's not a time for feasts. A lot of you niggas blowing trumpets for feasts. Having party Passovers and coming in on horses and partying and bullcrapping, man. We ain't received that victory yet. Because as opposed to Paul said even back then, I don't speak as I've obtained. I'm speaking so I can obtain. I'm doing this ultimately so I can be saved. So what we're doing is, again, because we're trying to fight to get through that finish line. We ain't finished it. We ain't finished it yet. You know, so again, the trumpet being blown is that, hey man, again, either you repent, I'll show you, repent or die, man. Okay? Because it's coming to crunch time. You know, this stuff that's being let out and prophesied 2,000 years ago, you had time to play around the bullshit, you know? And you're squeezing the last juice of the time for you to BS. You know, because the Lord said he's gonna take away the house of mirth when I say 24th chapter. You know, you niggas gonna look real sorry. Right?
It says, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh Bashemel shall have not done it?
Exactly. So the evil that's coming, you can't blame man. This is the Lord that's bringing this, you know? And also you brought this upon yourself. That's what you say, you know? You sin against the Lord, you also sin against your own soul. And once the wages of sin, death, so you will die. You know? It's supposed to be because those that despise the word, okay, despise the instructions of Yahweh trying to live a certain way. And you think, again, this whole setup is for you to do how you want to do. Right? You're falling into the way of Cain, man. You erred in the way of Cain. Okay? Since he was a murderer from the beginning, okay? There's a way to conduct yourself on this earth. When he was going through the spirit, me and Brother Palmer over here going in 2 Peter 3rd chapter. Right? This world's about to be dissolved and destroyed. So how should you be conducting yourself? Like godly men. Okay?
Right.
Verse 7, surely the Lord Yahweh Bashemel will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Exactly. So that's why he raised them up. You know, he raised them up, you know, going into Jeremiah 28:8 to go out and prophesy against. Okay, they're not going to come with the song of the world. They're going to come with against the grain of vibration, because the Lord is expressing his pleasure through their mouth. Okay, and the Lord says, you know, what he says through his prophets. You know, so again, how the Lord warns you, he tells you what's to come. He sends his men. Okay, that's how the Lord deals. Okay, that's the order of things, and that's how and that's what goes on. They despise God. You know, they despise the word. Okay, because again, them being dismayed at the signs is a sign. Okay, the sign is what? The Lord raising up his prophets. Okay, and the sign of prophets means bad times ahead. Okay, you had your time to boogie down, man. Now it's time to get right. And you either have a spiritual discernment or not. Okay, and those that don't, which is a lot of you, there are people you're going to be destroyed. Okay, and as simple as that.
That's the book of Joel, chapter 2, and just verse 1. The brother had mentioned going into blowing the trumpet. All right, and this is the times that we're in these last days, that the Lord has put his men out here on the highways and hedges, all right, to speak, all right, unto you, all right, to give you that warning, to give you that the right sound, all right, of that trumpet being blown. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right, ultimately this is going into, you know, missiles, all right, when it does drop, but that trumpet that we're blowing, all right, that the Lord is giving us the word, all right, to give you what the correct sound, to give you the a correct warning, all right, to show you the times that we're in. It's not a time of mirth. It's not a time to be playing. Like the brother say, this is crunch time. It's the time for us to really dial in, all right, and listen to the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
And again, going to the point of you being warned, and that's really what's happening. The Lord's just wiping up his hands, like he wiped up, you know, his hands with him, okay, which once upon Pontius Pilate, he wiped the hands off of the blood of Yahushai, meaning he was innocent from his blood. Who put him up there was our people, you know. So you're not gonna get off scot-free. A lot of them lived long, normal lives. They died back then, you know. They came back. It was, you know, Jake went in captivity, you know. But nonetheless, they're being preserved for a special time of judgment, because what's coming is darkness. The day of the Lord, you know, because people don't read, they don't know what it consists of, you know. It consists of woe. Okay, so just talk about many woes that's coming. Okay, woe meaning destruction. You know, so now's the time to really find that light, the way out. Because Jake is seeking, all right. It says that in the book of Romans, but only the election have obtained that which they're seeking for, which is salvation, a way out. All right, and it's through our power, Yahweh Shai. Everybody's doing everything except for this to the Lord. Jake tried everything under the sun. You know, since they're wise to evil, but to do good and no knowledge. He tried everything evil. Okay, Jake just cannot perceive and turn to righteousness, because ultimately the Lord just blinded them and destroyed them.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 15. Hear ye and give ear, be not proud, for the Lord hath spoken. It says, give glory to the Lord your power, before he causes darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains.
So here before, being proactive, not reactive, because a lot of you niggas about to be reactive. When that just made mandatory and you're reactive, okay, you're going to take that, okay, because you don't have no way out, right? At that time for you to, you know, because you see something ahead, you can prepare for it. Like you see it on the horizon, all right, let me get prepared for it, you know, because you go into boxing, you know, a punch that's coming, you can hedge yourself for. You know, and that's the punch we're waiting for, that left hand. Like when this devil really puts that elbow down on your neck, okay? Going to our people, okay? And it's really the whole world, because Galatians 3:10, the hour of temptation. You know? So again, we're supposed to seek the Lord and give glory unto him, not by mouth service, because I wish I said that. Many of them draw nigh unto me with their mouth, but their hearts far from me. That's not giving glory to the Lord. You're going in church, so-called church on Sunday, screaming your mouth off, all right, singing these songs, and then going back at home and blowing some crap legs. Okay? That's not giving glory to the Lord. How do you give glory to the Lord? With the whole duty, Ecclesiastes, for the Most High keep his commandments. That's how we glorify the Lord in our bodies, okay? By keeping his ways. All right? So again, us being removed from this, all right, as goes into Book of Sirach, us being returned, seeking 10 times more, you act like, you appreciate what you're doing, okay? You do that by how you conduct yourself, all right? So can I get yours up?
Going back in Jeremiah 13:16, give glory to the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, your power, before he caused darkness and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains. And while ye look for light, he turned it into the shadow of death.
Yep, and who's going to be waiting for you? That's that so what I mean, Esau Edom. All right, the shadow of death. And that's what Job talked about. This land is as darkness itself, and that's what you're stumbling on. And that's what they say about the wicked. You know, not at what they stumble. You don't even know you're stumbling, right? Stumbling going to you're offended, all right? You're offended in the word now, all right? So you being offended in the world, you can't be saved, you can't be delivered, because the whole ticket out of here is to hold on to that word. You despised it, okay? And that word being Yahweh Shai, okay? You put him up to open shame, okay? What he died for, you say it was in vain, okay? I can do the hell I want to. Ain't nobody do this, say this about me, do this to me, all right? Because you think the Lord don't exist, all right? Because again, you have a wrong idea of the Creator and His only begotten Son, all right? If you knew who He really was, like we do, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. But you don't know the Lord like we know the Lord, okay? And that's what we're doing to those that seek the Lord early, they're gonna receive favor, okay? But you're gonna get an introduction of the Lord going to Allah Shajah, man. Then you're gonna meet the Lord as a demon like power,
It's the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. The brother just read in Jeremiah 13, chapter verse 16, it said, pretty much take heed, to the word of the Lord. Before the Lord sent forth that judgment, and now you're looking for that light, you're looking for this word, you're looking for those ways of comfort. Say you go stumble in the darkness, man. You go stumble on these mountains, which is this government system, the NWO. You go stumble out because the Lord will send forth the famine of word then, and you're not gonna be able to find it. So when you looking for that light, the scriptures say the salt water should be found. So instead of finding your salvation, you just go farther and further into your destruction. That's why this is a time sensitive thing which you should take heed to right now.
Yeah, real quick. Zephaniah 2 in verse 3, and it reads, verse 2, it says, before the decree, verse 1, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation, not desire. In that Joel, the 2nd chapter, the brother read, it said, blow ye the trumpet upon my holy mountain. You know what I'm saying? So, because what? 1 Peter 4 chapter speak about judgment first beginning at the house of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So we're ultimately prophesying to all the nations, as it is written, Isaiah 34, come ye nations in here, but chiefly to you Jakes, man. You know what I'm saying? That, bro, this is the last time the Lord is ever getting ready to jack the earth up, but on such a higher level or degree, to the point where a majority of his people are going to have to feel him in the consuming fire that he is, man. So scripture say, gather yourselves together. Before the decree break forth, before the day pass as a shaft, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you, seek the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. So that, as the brother Barak was warning to from the spirit, harping on the message, there's a famine of hearing stability coming in these times. There's a famine of hearing guidance. There's a famine of being instructed to seek the Lord, man, in the times that we're coming into, man. So it says, which have wrought his judgment, seek righteousness, seek meekness, it may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. So only the meek, the humble, all right, of the nation of Israel, pursuing the Romans 11 chapter, the brother quoted, the election obtaining a way to seek the Lord, obtaining this truth, all right, hearing that word behind them saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, before the day of the Lord's fierce anger come upon this earth, man. You see? You got it up.
That's the opportunity you have right now, Chris. going to the prophets, it says in what 2 Chronicles 36 chapter, they misuse the prophets because this is a sign of the Lord's compassion. You know, and you take this compassion as weakness. That's why you say what we're doing is foolish. Call us bum camps, bumalites. You know, making skits, memes, making fun of what we're doing. You know, but this is the mercy of Yahweh Shai. Okay. So again, you receiving this mercy, being this ministry, this is your only way out. There's only one way to get delivered. Okay, and it's being conformed and changed. Okay, put on them righteous garments. Okay, cleaning yourself. If not, you're gonna be destroyed with the wicked. You know.
Going back in Jeremiah 13 and finishing off at 16, give glory to the Lord your power before he caused darkness and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains, and while ye look for light, he turn it into the shadow of death and make it gross darkness. All right, hey, the Lord said, well, it's gonna make your feet to stumble. All right, to where you're gonna stumble. I got a quick precept. In the book of Isaiah 60, straight to the point, verse 2. For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. So it's only going to be the elect, all right, that the Lord is going to put, all right, the spirit on them, all right, so that what they can shine, that wisdom, all right, that knowledge, understanding that's going to get them through these times, and the times of the of darkness. Okay,
that goes into being illuminated. You know, because going into light, you know, light, as Yahweh said, you're the light of the world. All right, so you being illuminated, being enlightened, is again to understand these mysteries of mysteries of the kingdom. All right, you can't make yourself understand what's being spoken to you. That's why this thing is not a come as you are, man. It's an invitation only. You know, and those that are invited, which, you know, as the Lord said in the book of Romans, Apostle Paul, is what I called, but only if you're going to be chosen, Yahweh shall made it clear. Okay, you know. So again, going to the point of before, because that's what people always happens. Like they take stuff for granted while they have it. When they lose it, they want it back. Okay, and that's in everything: relationships, job opportunities, whatever you can say on this earth from. You know, but how much more the salvation of Yahweh Shai? Because the man that you despise, guess what? This is the most love you ever seen in your life. Because what is love, man? Love is keeping the commandments. And it's say open rebuke is better than secret love. That's why we're not, you know, hiding ourselves. We're out here, as Apostle Paul said, I've not trying to declare unto you all the gospel. He hid nothing from you, man. Okay, and that shows you how powerful the Lord is. Because even though we're telling you straightforward in English, you still don't get it. Okay, because again, that's the power of Yahweh Shai, which you should still be feared right now.
Yeah, finish off.
No, was that a point?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I mean, because Jeremiah, he goes to him weeping because he knew what was coming. You niggas not gonna get it, and that's why Yahweh Shai wept too. He wept over the city because here it is. We're trying to tell you this is the way how you supposed to do this. You know, Jake gets so much resistance from his own people. You know, and again, the way for you to get out, you close the door on that, man. Okay, because you have no idea what's to come to you for that action, man. It's great destruction. About to get siege because Jeremiah, in that time of Jeremiah, Nebuchadnezzar was rolling through, okay, and seized the temple back then, okay, and this devil, so I mean, so he was about to seize the temple again. Was going to do about that Quran, man, but that trench about you know, and overtake a lot of our people because they did not listen to the warning from the prophets of Yahweh Shai.
No. I was going to say, just to back you up real quick, right to the point, 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter, it says they loathed that liberty, all right, when yet a place of repentance was opened up unto them, they understood not. And that's the problem with Jake. You know, Ezekiel 33rd chapter, Jake is looking at this thing as you know, just something to do to pass the time by, man. He don't understand the seriousness, the significance of repentance. But see, that's why in the same chapter, 2 Ezra 9, it says, well, the same must know it after death by pain. You know, the only reason how Jake can understand that the Lord is not a fucking toy, it's not a game, it's not your genie, is by putting you niggas down. And that's the time that we're coming into once we are removed off the corners, man. Where it's going to hide itself. All right, and this is going to be you in judgment. It's going to be you in a million ways to die, man. All right.
And at the moment, niggas gonna be happy they don't see us anymore.
Right.
For a second.
Right.
Like, man, finally, you know, they gonna cheer us. You know, if we get, you know, booked, whatever, paddy wagon comes. I have a little set up. You know, they said ultimately we hit in that day, but you know, then y'all gonna start crying for us to come back when shit starts getting real critical. You know, when the MOTVs push through. Okay, you niggas chipped up, and then you're getting that grievous sore, and shit ain't like what you've been painted. You know, same with them juices. You know, and you're gonna say, where them guys on them corners? Okay, well, guess what? It's already too late. Now what's left for you is the judgment's gonna be like, go there, you're gonna die that way, you're gonna die this way. That's all we're gonna say to you. You know, the spirit hop on us. What should I do? There ain't nothing else to do, man. You're finished. You know, and again, that look on your face, man, as Elisha said, many shall say, Lord, Lord, unto me in that day, I'm gonna say, depart from me, you workers of iniquity. That's where we're gonna be in, man. You know, because we're one with our power, man. We're gonna laugh at your calamity. You mocking us, we're gonna mock you. All right, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. That's fair. You know, you wish death on us, we wish death on you.
Yep.
You know, we'll see you in the kingdom, but right now you are enemies, man. You know, look at our people.
Yep, Isaiah 42 and verse 18, and it reads, hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that he may see.
Right, and that at one point was us. You know, we were blind and deaf, not necessarily physically, but blind to the visions of Yahweh Shai. We're deaf to his words. You know, but now the Lord gave us the eyes to see and the ears to hear. And then we heard what was being spoken by the Lord through his churches, man. Right, when 2 or 3 gather in my name, there in the midst, that's the church. You know, that's what it says in Revelation 2nd chapter. Take heed to what's being said unto the churches, you know. And we heard, okay, because once again, faith come by hearing. In fact, got that because that's how we were converted. That's what happened internally unto us, our spirit, hearing the words of Yahweh, because that's our shepherd, right? We heard his word, we knew exactly what he was. Okay, we followed him, you know. So again, us speaking his word, it might seem foolish and crazy to you, but it's saving those who believe, man. Yep. And that's all who matters right now, those who believe.
Romans 10 and verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing.
And I read up, I talks about a preacher. I'm not mistaken. How can you know about someone you never heard about? Because you know that's where the glory of the Lord comes in, because you didn't figure this out on your own. You know, the Lord used a small group of men. I put the spirit on them to peel back that onion, man. And eventually come to the fruit of truth where it is now, where we have 100% truth.
Start at verse 15. Romans 10 and verse 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent?
Ooh, so how shall they preach except they be sent? So that was a problem in Jeremiah's time too. All right, a lot of guys going out there speaking, saying visions and having dreams, and the Lord's not dealing with it. You know, again, going to false prophets. I was trying to talk about that in Matthew 24th chapter. That's one of the signs of the end. And that's the first thing the Lord said. All right, he said, what should be sign like coming in the end of the world? He said, shit, you're gonna take heed that no man deceive. 13. Get up there. 13.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but again, going to deceivers, man. So you better be making sure you're speaking the right thing when you're speaking in the name of the Lord. Sitting at authority, okay, in that position that the Lord's dealing with you. That's what Esau Edom did. He came in a good sit Jesus, all right, saying he's anointed by God, all right. He's coming at authority. You know, nobody disobeys God. You better listen to him, all right. And that's his messenger, all right. That's how we pretend to be. That's that wolf in sheep's clothing. And that tactic you niggas took on. And really, you niggas been doing that, okay. Wicked scribes and Pharisees sitting in these high seats, all right, you know, loving the praises of men, all right, you know, and working the work of the Lord deceitfully, okay. So again, we'll read up now. So
I'm going Romans 10 and verse 13, to bring back, some more context. It says, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
So that's the catch. And it says whosoever don't mean anybody, okay. Whosoever of the elect ultimately. And going to that name, what's his name? Proverbs 30th chapter. You know, that's the mystery. That's been hidden for us for ages. Okay, so going to again calling on a name, that's the catch. Okay, you have to know the name. Okay, and you have to know the name. You have to know who he is. Okay, know him as what Yahweh said. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So now how you perceive the Lord is, okay, your idea of God, which people say, oh, God is who I think, whatever. They say God is a woman, and God is whoever I want to be Chinese. No, man. For truth's sake, okay, the Lord is who he is, okay, and you read it in the scriptures, okay. So, one more time.
Romans 10 and verse 13, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
And you better hope he hears you, right? Because you can call all you want, all right, but if you don't got the right number, you're not going to get an answer, okay? Because the Lord only delivers those that's serving him, okay?
Yeah, just to back you up, this John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me.
Yeah, so everything always points to Yahweh Shai, okay? Yahweh Shai, that's the whole point of the book, okay? The book is written of him, So you have to know Yahweh Shai to be able to know the book, okay? You can't open this book and say, you're a minister of the Lord if you don't know who the Lord is, okay, know who he is personally. Because you go into, you know, how Yahushua was dealing, a lot of the men of one of his apostles, there was brothers, okay, cousins. There was a real circle type group, right? So these men, again, they'll be back in the circle again in these last days now, okay? You know, as going into again, read one more time, bro.
This one?
Yeah.
John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me.
Exactly. So it all testifies of Yahushua. So you can't get around Yahushua. Okay. So again, going to that name, you have to acknowledge him. Okay, in all your ways, not just some of them, all of them. Okay, live in the name, and ultimately he has to be in you. Okay, so if he's not in you, I mean he don't know you. Okay, because that's that marriage. Okay.
Going back in Romans 10 and verse 14 now, it says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
Exactly.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
Real quick too, and that goes into what it said, call upon a name on verse 13, whoever call upon a name shall be saved. But you got to also believe in that name. You got to believe, because like you had the wicked scribes and Pharisees, they walked with Yahushua. They seen him on earth, but they didn't believe that he was the only begotten Son of the Most High. They didn't believe that he is, like we just read in John the 5th chapter, verse 39. They didn't believe that he was the one, he was whom the scriptures wrote about. They didn't believe that he was the Messiah, pretty much, you know.
Yeah, so call ones and put in your trust. Or you calling somebody that's reliable. You know, you're in trouble. You ain't calling just anybody. You're calling someone you can count on, right? And that's how the elect are. Then be welcome back up to their good shepherd. You know?
Going back, verse 14, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
Right, so you had to be taught these things. And that's why, again, I don't understand, which we all know is prophecy. Guys full of pride on things they've been taught. You know, you've been taught these things and you try to exalt yourself above your teachers. The Lord says he's going to give us, what it says in Isaiah, he will give us the bread of adversity, right? The water of affliction, which is what we're dealing with. But our eyes shall see our teachers, okay? Because we have to be taught these things. We put it, that remembrance had to be kicked in, okay? And as again, the Lord building back up the tabernacle of David, okay? You know, so again, you're not going to know unless someone told you, because you know they'll say, oh, that book was written by men. Okay, well, everything you learn from is written by me. Okay, but again, these men are moved by the Holy Spirit. Okay, so again, them teach you about the ways of Yahushua because we're his witnesses. Okay, the Lord talks about faithful witnesses. Okay, witnesses is people that can attest the things that they've seen. Okay, and that's what we're doing. We're giving our testimony, which is the spirit of prophecy. You know?
Yeah, it's the book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 24. And a certain Jew named Apollos, born at Alexandria, an eloquent man and mighty in the scriptures, came to Ephesus. This man was instructed in the way of the Lord, and being fervent in the spirit, he spake and taught diligently the things of the Lord, knowing only the baptism of John. Like we're going to everyone that call upon the name of Yahushua shall be saved. But how should they, believe they have not been taught? And faith coming by hearing. So verse 26, and he began to speak boldly in the synagogue, whom when Aquila and Priscilla had heard, they took him unto them, and expounded unto him the way of the Most High more perfectly. So ultimately, they introduced him to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. He had to be brought into the understanding of the Savior of Yahushua, because he was fervent. He had that zeal, and our people is full of zeal. But you got to know about Yahushua. You got to know about the Savior. Going into the name, and faith coming by hearing. So that's why the Lord sent forth his teachers.
That's that rabbit hole, that matrix, that red pill. It's deeper. Knowledge gets deeper. Really just broadens. Again, you can't get the whole picture without acknowledging Yahushua.
That's right, brother.
Which is where you get education from, which is drawn out. So, like as the brother said, the deeper you get into the truth, the more you find out that you potentially might be one of those who he knew from the beginning, because you being educated is being drawn out of you. Yahushua. What's that in the book of Baruch? It says, "In the land of their captivities, they shall think upon my name." You see what I'm saying? So somebody has to be put there, predestined there to receive this truth, receive of what the brothers wanted to, their teachings, to receive of being taught about Yahushua, to actually believe. Man.
Right.
How shall you know without being? So it's all predestination, man. When you really think about it,
It's the book of Romans 10 and 15. And how shall they preach?
Hey, real quick, that's why the scripture say, In Sirach, the 19th chapter, the birds, what it says, the birds flock to sort of this likeness,
Yep.
roughly paraphrasing. So the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet, man. He's going to come back in his lot, understanding exactly. It's clear to him that this is the truth. It's clear to them. You see what I'm saying? You got it up.
Yeah, see, I always said I ain't come to be ministered. I came to minister. That's
Right.
right. You're not coming to teach me. No, you're not coming to serve me. I'm coming to serve you. And this is what we're doing. We're not bossing nails on down. You know, we have the truth. You know.
Reads on again, verse 15. And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
So wherever we're preaching at, that's holy ground. You know, that's what we're doing. Okay. You know, again, going to two together. My name quoted earlier. There I'm in the midst. Right. This is church. You don't go out in church acting no fool. Okay. You know, you come in there quiet, holding their hands. You know, sit down. You know how it was on Sunday. You know. So this is the real church. Okay. Because really going again, you know, these men that the Lord dealing with, the Spirit's on them. The Lord's anointed them. He sent them. Okay. He's not dealing with the
Synagogues?
yeah, synagogues or temples made with man's hands.
Kind of,
It reads on, verse 16. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report?
Yep, and that whole chapter is talking about Yahushua. Isaiah 3rd chapter, that's what that's quoting. Who have believed our report? Because you go into a reporter, their job is to what? They will tell you the news, say the truth. You know what's happening. So it goes into a forecaster before, meaning before. All right, to cast. All right, things that we're telling you pertain to you can prepare. Okay, so again, liking onto prophets, onto weathermen, that's what we're doing. Okay, we're warning you of the weather. Okay, it's going to be a change. It's going to be a climate change. It's not going to be in a place where you should be outside, but you should be hidden. Going into the name of Yahushua, that strong tower. So who have believed that? Okay, you put a lot of faith. It's going to rain. They bring umbrellas. People wearing rain jackets. Okay, you put a lot of faith in that weatherman on stuff you don't see. You're not up there observing the clouds. You don't got satellites. You don't got that technology to know if it's going to rain or not. But you take his word for it. You don't even think twice about it. You don't do no research. Say, oh, this nigga lying to me. Let me check it myself. You don't do that. But here it is when we do that. We're doing it in righteousness. And Jaco's got something to say. Okay, because then again, it's just rebellious now. Tell people just rebellious, right?
Verse 17, the point we were talking about earlier. It says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
So faith coming by hearing the words of the Lord. Okay, faith came no other way. Okay, as we just talked about, the Lord set up the apostles last, it's going on to death. This never happened before. Okay, going to us being awakened to this truth. All right, we're being gathered together. This holy gathering is by the word. Okay, and this is again a sign of the end. They also said this gospel shall be preached. This gospel shall be preached for the folk on the earth. Then the end shall come. That's how we know we're at the end. That's what's happening. All right, but I'll go back to that.
Yep.
One more precept to back that up. It reads, it says, but I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
It says that in Psalm as well. There's not pretty much a language where the voice is not heard. Paraphrase Isaiah 19.
Right, Psalms 19.
Psalm
Song to
19.
the unicorn.
Yes,
The internet.
And so, again, going to his word being pushed out, okay, it's either for your destruction or for your salvation, okay? And those words for a token of our salvation, okay? Because again, the Lord raising up his prophets, that's condemnation to you, okay? Yahushua said in John 3rd chapter, lights coming to the world, and men love darkness, so because they don't want to be reproved, they don't want to be corrected. So guess what? Someone that can't be corrected, probably go before a fall,
The rebellion is a sin, is a witchcraft. And the scriptures say, suffer not a wish to live. So majority of our people, hey man, they under a heavy spell of witchcraft, man.
Because it talks about burning strange fire, in Exodus, burning to other gods, giving sacrifice to other gods, and that's what you're ultimately doing. Okay, willingly or willingly, that goes to witchcraft because you're serving another god, a deity, for favor. If you serve the white man's god, where you can receive favor. And it's ultimately because you've been beat down to submission. People have been conquered. All right, they call the white man to a white man god. Okay, and that goes into Stockholm syndrome. Jake is just is suffering from a mental disorder, okay? Just loving your oppression, okay? So again, going to these other guys that probably not. But you say there's no new thing under the sun. You're thinking, you know, because you look at the heathen, you envy them, say, I want to be like them. They ain't dealing with shit like we're dealing with. Because Lord chastises who he loves. So you see it as an out to what I can do, what I want to do. Okay, because you're lust, okay? You want to be a HOMO, okay? You want to eat nasty, abominable food, so you're going to serve another God and let you do so. Because ultimately, you don't fear that God, okay? So you do what you want to do. You know, again, that's not servitude. Okay, you're just serving your own self. As we say in the book of Romans, their God is the belly. You know.
Isaiah 42 and verse 19. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant?
Yeah. So our people, you know, as going to the Lord, you know, dealing with his people, hey, you're supposed to be on a high level. You're supposed to know what the hell's going on. But here it is, Jake is the blindest people on the planet Earth. Okay, going to wicked them. They don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, you know, because once again, them having gross darkness. They don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, they're all into everything except for the vibration of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so again, going to one more time.
Yep. Isaiah 42 and verse 19. Who is blind but my servant?
Yeah, so who is the Lord's servant? The Lord's people. Okay, you know. So who is blind but my servant? Okay, it's the wicked of our people, man. Go ahead.
Or deaf as my messenger that I sent.
Right.
Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant.
Yeah, so who's as blind as my chosen people, man? Right. You know, and that's our people again, you know, because why? Because they take heed onto lies. They didn't endure that sound doctrine. They've been turned onto fables. They made themselves blind, okay? You know, putting poison, all right, in their bodies, in their temples, and now guess what? They're blind and deaf and dumb.
Giving them over to the fruit of their doings. You know, that's why Proverbs 1 goes into that, man. Because I have called and you refuse. So because you refuse, the Lord said what? He stretched out his hand and no man regarded. Then what? He gave you over to your own vain opinion, your own imagination, your own sinful ways, man. Jake is stuck in a rebellious state. You see? So that rebellious state is going to lead him to ultimately darkness, man. You see? You got it.
It's the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children.
And that's what happened, okay, to all of us. We just talk about we all slumbered and slept, right? When the bargain and terror, we all slumbered and slept, so we all fell away, okay? So this fell upon all our nation, okay? The Lord again, he gave a remnant so that ultimately they'll be waking up as that day leads to be a Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, we're going to our people being destroyed because they refused the knowledge, okay? Rejecting meaning vomiting, okay? You spit it out, okay? You eat it and say, oh, you know, this, I don't want this. It's like how Jake pushed away them vegetables, okay? That's the ways of Yahweh Shai with the wicked of our people. So that's what the Lord's going to destroy you for, okay? Because your lack of knowledge, which going to knowledge, which going to wisdom, is to fear the Lord, okay? You don't fear Yahweh Shai, so guess what? You're going to be destroyed. You know, the Lord's reputation is not going to be ruined for nobody, okay? The Lord said don't do this and you do it, that makes him what? That shows weakness. The Lord's not going to let that happen, okay? The Lord's going to slide on you, okay? And that's what he did to our people, all right? And that's why ultimately, us be in a position, we humble ourselves there, because look what the Lord did to us. And look what he's about to do to wicked of our people, okay? The Lord's anger is still hot, man, okay? The Lord put us in slavery, and all the stuff that happened to our people, the Lord's still mad, okay? It wasn't enough, okay? Because Jake did not get it, man. They've been given liberty, okay? You know, Jake singing them songs, all right? You know, swing low, sweet chariot, okay? And then they got let loose, and look what they're doing now, okay? That's what the Lord had them in hardcore bondage. The Lord, amen, if it wasn't again for that remnant, we would have been wicked, man. But the devil wants to put you in perpetual slavery, digital slavery, okay? So we have no right, he's over you, and it's the Most High supposed to be over you. And you want him to do that, okay? Because you chose your king, all right? You said Caesar is your king, okay? So guess what? You can have that boy, okay? Because guess what? Rome's going down all over again. This time with fire, all right? So go back to Isaiah.
Yep. Isaiah 42 and verse 21. That's not verse 20. See many things, but thou observest not. Opening the ears, but he heareth not.
So you know what's right, but you don't do it. You know, Jake know better, but they don't want to do better. And that's that conscience, all right, that they ignore. Okay, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be laying with another man's woman. You know he don't like that. Okay, he gonna come back and gonna try to get right with you. Okay, and that's righteous because we say jealousy is a raising man. All right, so that's ultimately you causing confusion. Right, but Jake all he want to do is rap about killing his neighbor. Okay, you know, stealing, robbing. Who did he learn that from? That's not our culture, man. That's not our true behavior, man. We're a peaceful people. All right, but you took on this devil's custom because you think it's favor. Okay, you think because we've been destroyed. You say, oh, okay, so a white man. Okay, because what he's doing obviously is Ecclesiastes 8th chapter says sentence against that evil work. Okay, so you're like, let me just be evil. All right, that's not the answer, man. Because guess what? You're not considered that right of evil, man. You got something wrong?
Yeah, Khan. I got the word rebel. In the etymology line that says resisting an established or rightful government or law. Insurrection is lawlessness. But pretty much going to Deuteronomy the 4th chapter, even all the way back to the time of Adam. You know, the Lord gave us the instructions. Adam ended up rebelling, and we fell away. The Lord raised up Moses. We get it written on the tablets. Jake still rebelled because the law, it has already been established. The government, the way the Lord wants us to ordain ourselves and conduct ourselves has already been established, but our people is rebelling. So like you were just going into the anger of the Lord is still being waxed hot. Why? Because the rebellion is still occurring to this day. So that's why judgment must, take place.
Yep. And real quick too, I was just meditating on that's a beautiful point you bring it up, because what is the problem the whole time? Why do we have to say that things are written aforetime for our learning? Well, that's why we're proclaiming it, Jake, to get right, because the punishment of our iniquity is accomplished, which is what? Being in this flesh. That's the problem, Jake. We've been in the flesh, man. So that's why this is a whole experiment of Yahweh Shemi Shai. That's why the scripture say what the law could not do, that it was weak through the flesh. The Lord sent his only begotten son in the likeness of sinful flesh and condemned it. He condemned the flesh, man. Yep. So we're telling Jake, look, you don't gotta go through, you don't gotta be judged with the wicked, man. Cleave back into Yahweh Shai. Rehearse the righteous acts to the best of your ability. Call upon a name, establish your relationship, because the Lord is getting ready to deliver us out of the flesh, man. That's right. You see, other nations, no other nation has this opportunity that's presented to the nation of Israel. You see, which is the establishment of being righteous forever under the new covenant, man. You see, being changed. Isaiah 42 in verse 20. Saying many things, but thou observest not. Opening the ears, but he heareth not. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable.
Right, so you're going to be forced to bow down to that order, man, to that law, okay? Because the world's about to be converted to righteousness. Right. All right? As scriptures talk about in the book of Proverbs, when the wicked bear fruit, and people mourn, when the righteous on authority, people rejoice. It says in Romans, the 8th chapter, the whole earth, was it Romans 1st chapter?
Romans 8, yes.
Romans 8, yeah, the whole earth rolling together in pain till now. You know why? Why is all this pain happening? Is because we're rebellion. You know, and that's that curse the Lord brought upon this earth. Because again, people just, as what it says in the book of Isaiah says, how's it go? Yeah, the earth is defiled, but pretty much the Lord's bringing the judgment because the people, the inhabitants of the earth, right? It says the earth's polluted. The earth's polluted on the inhabitants thereof. So the earth's filthy, all right, in this condition because you're not taking heed to what the Lord said unto you. That's what happens when you try to Lord. You say don't do this, and you want to figure it out yourself. As that curiosity comes in, which is from the devil. Okay, you find out, man. You say you fuck around and find out. Okay, at the end of that road is destruction. Okay, but Jake want to learn the hard way. They don't even consider that they're doing evil. That's the same way as an adulterous woman. Our nations are becoming an adulterous woman. That's just that was at 24. Yeah, get it.
It's the book of Isaiah 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
So that's the because. Why the earth, how it is because of that. Because you're not keeping the weights. And that started first with us, right? The so-called Negro, Latino, never American man, who were given this responsibility to run the earth in righteousness, being the sons of God. Okay, so. Once again, we lost that privilege because we weren't up holding our end of the bargain. Again, going to the whole bigger picture of the things the Lord wants to play out this movie, ultimately. But that's why this devil been put over us. We can see what happens when you really don't take heed to what's being said by the Lord. Okay, as again, it wasn't for the elect's sake, no flesh to be saved. Go to the point where he was in Genesis 6th chapter. Where he's gonna wipe the earth clean again, a reset. And that's where it goes into the 10th chapter about the Lord pretty much transferring the kingdom to one people to another, meaning transfer. Okay, it's gonna be a handoff. All right, so go back to that.
Isaiah 42 in verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
That's our people, you know. So it's the people robbed and spoiled. That's all you know, niggas know. Okay, you know, as far as our history goes, our history starts on slave ships, right? Okay, you don't know nothing past that. Okay, so people robbed and spoiled. All right, and we're gonna get into why we've been robbed and spoiled. All right, but this is going to again the science into these curses that took heed onto us. Okay, they cleave onto us. All right.
They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore.
Right, because why? You forsaken your rock. Okay? We've been overcome because we lost our hedge. As you say, where there's no hedge, the possession is spoiled. We've been spoiled because we took off our cover. Okay? We took off that righteous clothing, we put on filthy garments. Okay? Because we had a fear of missing out. Okay? Because looking at all the nations, they all set up, you know, I want to be like them. Okay? Again, your lust. The Lord gave you over to that. Okay? You know, you wanted to be like the damn Egyptians. The Lord brought you over there to be in captivity. Okay? And Jake still even wanted to go back. All right? And that's how it's going to be now. That's why the Lord ain't going to deliver it with our people. Because all they're going to do is go back to America. Right? Okay?
Verse 23, who among you...
Oh, and the point, none save restore, because again, going to the curses, no man shall buy you. All right? No man's going to redeem you. No one's going to bail you out. Jake stay want to cop out marching. Okay? I matter, I'm important, you know, hear me, I'm a human. No, you're not. You gave that up. Okay? You had all that and you threw it away, but now you want it back, but you don't want to go through the Lord. That's the point. Okay? They don't want to go through your house. Okay? They want to do it their own way. And that's why it says in Isaiah the 1st chapter, the ox knew of his owner and the ass his master's script, which are very simple creatures, you know. But you know, simple creatures, they're the hardest working animals, you know. That's why like an Issachar to a strong ass, you know. But again, they're not really smart, all right. But it says my people do not consider even those animals that consider so dumb, they call you a dumbass, okay. Even animals that consider dumb, they know who their master is, okay. You know, they know who they're supposed to obey, all right. But you so-called Negro Latino Native American man, you don't, okay. Why? Because again of your rebellion and pride, you know.
Verse 23, who among you will give ear to this, who will hearken and hear for the time to come?
Yeah, exactly. So who will hearken, okay, for the time to come? Because it's only downhill from here. Okay, you think things are bad now, it's going to get worse, okay? And that's the tune we're going to keep playing, man, because this is the message you need to hear, okay? Again, whether they hear for bed, then they shall know what probably been among them, okay? But who is going to give ear to this? Okay, who of you are going to humble themselves and really take heed to what's being said to you? Okay, really consider what's being said to you. Because if you're going to consider one way or another, it says in Jeremiah, it says, these things pretty much come in their perfection. Okay, you're going to consider perfectly. Okay, meaning, damn, I heard this thing, they told us, they warned us, we didn't listen. And that's Wisdom Song the 5th chapter. Okay, you know, you err in the way of righteousness by all this pride and trying to live your best life. What did that profit you? You're about to be merciful, man. Okay, you know, and this devil, he's not going to tell you on national TV. He's going to tell you straight. You know, he's not going to warn you. He's not going to tell you what's to come. Who's going to tell you? Okay, the man that lives just like you, man. Your own people. But guess what? Yahweh said a prophet without honor in his own house, man. You don't respect the prophet. So guess what? That means you don't respect the Lord, right?
Yeah, because you said who's going to tell you, and like the brother read in Romans the 10th chapter, how should they know except the Lord send forth the preacher unto them? So this is the book of Zechariah chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 8. And the word of Yahweh came unto Zechariah, saying, so the Lord, he sent his word to his prophet Zechariah to speak unto the people. Verse 9, thus speaketh Yahweh of hosts, saying, execute true judgment and show mercy and compassion every man to his brother, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. Which Jake do completely opposite. Verse 11 says, but they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. So ultimately, they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the words of the Lord, man. Verse 12, yet they made their hearts, which is their mind, as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which Yahweh of hosts has sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts.
And so that's all that's left is wrath. What's that? What's that? I can say all that's gonna be left is wrath and destruction. For paraphrasing, I didn't think it's in the Bible. You know, no, but those will come back to me and find it. But you know, that's all gonna be left is judgment. Okay, you know, that's all that's gonna be left. You're gonna seek for mercy. Okay, and you've been given mercy. Okay, you've been shown mercy. What'd you do? Right? You slapped it away, man. That's the whole point. And that's how again going to the days of Noah, man. Okay, Noah after 100+ years, telling what's happening, what's gonna happen, and you laughed at it. You played around, okay? You had your time, grew up, all right, grew old, okay? You know, saying things will continue as they are. This man's crazy. He just, you know, that's how you see us, okay? Until that day, the rain starts coming, man. As the saying goes, when it rains, it pours, okay? Did you find it? No, I'm trying to think. Maybe I'll find it, but yeah, so is that on that? Ron?
Yeah, that was it on that.
Okay.
God, Isaiah 42 and verse 24, who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers, did not the Lord? He against
so the
whom?
Lord did that. You know, so you know, because that's why Jacob say, "Where's thou loved us?"
Right.
You know, you say, "Yeah, you know, the Lord don't love us." He watched us go in slavery. Where was God at then? He was there. He written about it. He said you can go into Egypt again with ships. So the Lord was there, and He was with it. Why? Because of your rebellion, man. Okay, the Lord sent this devil. All right, because he knew, man. He knew that you niggas won't listen. Okay, so that's why all the curses was long. You know, we had 14 verses if you listen, and the rest all the way down was curses. Okay, because the Lord knew, man. He told Moses, man, you're gonna go to sleep, and these niggas gonna go a horn after their gods, man. That's what this nation needs leaders, man. And that's why this devil, because he's smart, he knows our people are sheep. He sets sellouts, man, in front of you to follow. You know, to confuse you. All right, when the whole time they got puppet strings on their back. All right, will lead you to destroy those heresies. You know.
Was the second edge of 7 you were speaking about?
Maybe.
Judgment should remain.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7. I'm sorry, verse 33. And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment.
Oh yeah. So when the Lord, because that's when the king got to judge a matter, you know, he gonna come down cruel, and that's what everybody fears, the wrath of a king. All right, you're supposed to fear the wrath of a king because in his hand is life and death. All right. So the King of Kings being Yahweh Shai, okay, when he sits in that judgment seat, he's handing out deals, okay, and a lot of people about to be put to death, okay, you know, what?
He reads on. And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end, but judgment only shall remain.
Yeah, so that but, okay, so all that's left, okay, because destruction comes, we're gonna be here, all right, right in the nick of time, okay, so we say we're gonna be scarcely saved, all right, between the 6th and the 7th trumpet, okay, going to all these disasters coming, the 7th trumpet being these missiles, all right, so, you know, the corruption that's going to, you can tie that with Revelation 15th chapter, about that victory, okay, over the beast, his image, his mark, you know, his name, all right, you know, these men, you know, women and children, even with the men, all right, we have the elect, misery, all this stuff can be passed away, okay, no more curse, all right, rest, all right, for our labors, for our faith, all right, but what's all going to be left here is judgment. It's always going to be left. That's that residue the Lord going to get done away with these missiles, by that beast of destruction, that sweeping agent, to get all that reprobate silver, okay, which is the rejection of our people in this time, the wicked of them, okay, starting with the 2/3, the wicked here in America, so-called being Babylon the Great. Hey, the Lord got a clean agent for you, for your rebellion. Death by pain, okay? Hey, come on, you got something?
That was it on that?
Hallelujah.
One more?
There you go, land back on that.
Verse 34, it says, but judgment only shall remain.
Yeah.
It says, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong.
Exactly, so the balance of the Lord, okay? The Lord's going to balance the scale out, okay? Because right now the world's upside down, right? The Lord is talk about those that laugh now, they're going to weep and mourn later, okay? The turning of tables, you can call it, okay? You know, so going to the balance as things are going to get more evil and wicked, hey, the right-hand side is going to be lifted up. And also that right-hand side is going to get the victory, okay? You know, going to, again, these things that are, which are getting called crazy and foolish, faith, all right? Having faith in the Lord, Yahweh Shai, these last days, in this wicked, evil, and adulterous generation, that's crazy. But guess what? That's what's going to have us to overcome all this, okay? You know, but again, we'll repeat it one more time.
2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 34, but judgment only shall remain.
Yeah, so only judgment's going to reign, man, because the Lord said in Isaiah, get it, enter in the chambers.
12 o'clock, yeah.
You know, Isaiah 26.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So again, going to only judgment shall remain, because if you're left here on the earth, okay, when these missiles are coming, that's what's going to be left to you, man. It's destruction. Okay, you're not getting. There's no reverse switch on missiles. Okay, especially no thermonuclear missile. Okay, when the nation of the Lord is built up to its peak, when He sends forth the ICBMs over here, man. Okay, from Russia, from China, okay, from Iran, okay, from all these nations. Ultimately, Revelation 17 chapter says He remembers His own allies. Okay, so if you're here in America, all right, so-called, when destruction comes, this is a lake of fire. Okay, this place you see is about to be wiped away. Okay, you know. So again, if you're left here, hey man, kiss your ass goodbye. Okay, you know. And if you live that long to just be destroyed, the Lord really hates you. All right, and even those that are dead, we're talking about you're gonna be raised out of your graves to be judged. Okay, so ain't nobody escaping. You can off yourself right before the missiles come. You're gonna come right back. You might not even die. Okay, and you get melted by missiles. It's prophecy.
That's right.
I think that was it. That was a bunch of. I mean, it keeps reading. Verse 35, it says, "And the word shall follow."
Ooh, so what work? All right. So the only work that's profitable. All right. He that doeth the will of the Father abideth forever. So your works gonna follow you. Okay. Whether we be absent or present in the destruction of the Lord in righteousness, because we're gonna be raised up first if we, so to say, die on this side. Okay. And whatever, we at rest. Okay. Be dying on the Lord. That's an honorable thing. Okay. But you dying in wickedness. Hey man, ain't no honor in that, ain't no remembrance in that. Nobody gonna be cheering for you up there in the heavens, man. You're gonna be getting laughed at, okay? While Jacob there is scared as hell playing that harp, okay? You know, crying, laughing, okay? Praying, you know, rejoicing for the Lord's judgments are manifest, man. All right, in the earth, not in some magical, mythological place that you're, you know, in your mind think it's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen right at your doorstep, man. And that's so far fetched, but guess what? It's gonna be a city near you to destruction, man.
2nd Ezra 7 and verse 35, "And the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed, and the good deeds shall be of force, and wicked deeds shall bear no rule."
Yeah, because again, now the just Lord, okay, which is the midst judgment, man, okay, it's coming to make judgment and righteousness, man. Everybody's gonna receive the work of their reward. All right, you know, whether it be good or be evil. Okay, you know, and that's the good thing, because no one sees what the hell we're doing. Okay, that's when integrity kicks in. All right, and the Lord, he be on our ass, man. That's why it's in the book of Job, though he smite me, yet will I maintain my ways, man. All right, because this is beautiful in the sight of the Lord. Okay, honorable is the death of his saints. Please, Lord, to bruise him. Talking about Yahushua, which the Lord said we're not greater than the master. All right, so us going through what we're going through, there's a reward for that, a righteous reward, and that's forever. Okay, and you can't even think about forever. We're so puny. But we just know this is the right thing to do, is our reasonable service. Okay? Because everything else, there ain't no reward for that. People say there's no reward for the wicked. What's rewarded is going to be the judgment, which is right. Okay? You know?
Isaiah 26 and verse 20. "Come, my people, enter down into thy chambers."
Yep. So who is being called the Lord's people right now? Not everybody. Because, you know, people think there's going to be a rapture and we all going to be lifted up. We're going to be chilling. And no, man, the Lord not beaming up everybody, man. Okay? He's only beaming up those he knows. Okay? You know, Rick Ross said, was a lyric. He said, you're not allowed to ride with us if you, well, he said, you're not allowed to ride in the coupe if you ain't suffer with us. You know? I think it's, he said, you're not allowed to ride in the coupe if you ain't suffer with us. So you're not getting up in that chariot and being suffer with the Lord, because you don't have no sin. Okay? You got no points up there. Okay? Leave me rocking out with the Lord. How you going to vouch for me? Because the Lord said in John 17 chapter, pretty much he's intervening. He's saying, I'm gonna pray for them. Okay? I've been out for the world. Okay? So he's talking to the Father right now, saying, yo, don't, you know, Baba Shah, you know, of course, being humble about it. Hey, that's mine. Let me get him. You know? But everybody else, you're not being counted. We're saying that in the 2nd chapter, that number. Okay? The Lord longed for it. You're not being counted that number. Okay? You know, you're gonna be burnt out, man. That's gonna be part of, again, the Lord's holy elect. Okay? So enter thou my people into those chambers. What's those chambers? Okay, the ships, okay, so-called UFOs, which, you know, which is the chariots of the Lord, okay, that's where that marriage is going to take place, that's what a chamber is, okay, going to specific, the wedding chamber, and the Lord's going to say, come up and enter into my rest, okay, And that's where we're going to be changed, man. That's where that marriage is going to come. All right? And that's only for those wise virgins. Matthew 15th chapter. Okay?
Yep. And it reads, and shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Yep. So how are we going to be hidden? The Lord will hide us up there. Okay? Protect us. Okay? Because that's goes to that standard. A way to flee, a way to escape. All right? Which is plenty of things we have to escape before we get up there. But ultimately, we have to escape from the ultimate destruction, man. Okay? That's why the Lord says it's going to be a greater deliverance. Because somebody has to tell what the Lord did. No one be here to tell what the Lord did if he killed everybody. Okay? So again, enter my people is going to the Lord's elect. All right? You can tie that again. We quoted earlier, Wisdom on the 5th chapter. Okay? Enter down to my chambers, man. It's going to the strangers of our salvation. Okay? You know? So if you took that seat here, all right, you saying that the MOTB is Christianity, Margot, white women, or whatever else, except see him, you're going to be down there getting burnt. Okay? Destroyed. You're not getting beamed up. Okay? That's why it's important, again, going to the point of being proactive, knowing what's coming. Okay? It says the prudent man perceive the evil, hide himself. How do you do that if you don't know what's coming? Okay? You don't know what to hide yourself from. Okay? You think it's a white man's your friend still. Okay? Going to the Edomites. Okay? It's not about skin color. It's about nationality. Okay? In terms of reference, you say it's a white man. All right? Because he's the man that's in power. The Lord said in the last days. Stay away from him. Okay? Especially, he's about to lose. All right? So with a loser, you get away from him. Losing is contagious. Okay? So you want a loser, you're going to become a loser. That's what two doors on people are doing. Because they think they're missing out on this devil's queendom. Okay? They ain't no king. Okay?
Yeah, that was it.
To the nation be overpassed, and that's when the Lord's anger is rested, when he accomplishes everything he wants to accomplish. All right? And the Lord said, what will I call be kindled? Meaning, he wanted to do this a long time ago. So that anger that's being built up, and pure wrath is about to come on this earth, man, like we've never seen before. The earth rocking to and fro. All right? When have you ever seen the whole earth rock? Okay, yeah, certain regions got earthquakes, but the earth rocking off its axis, okay? You've never seen nothing like that before. Okay? So if you ain't in so-called America, or somewhere else on the island, hey, good luck to you, man, unless you get beamed up too. All right? The Lord said he's going to gather his elect off the four corners of the earth before it wins. So the ultimate salvation be here in America. Those will deliver out people elected people around the world, because everything's going to be shaken up, man, from the wrath of the Lord. Okay? So again, going to the point, man, the point of seek the Lord now while he may be found, because once you in that heat, man, right? Ain't no free pass out, man. Just that free pass is now. Okay, to get right with the Lord while he can.
I got something real quick off the shop. Because like the brother said, even if you out there on one of these random islands, the scriptures say that this judgment, the wrath of the Lord is going to cause the islands to remove out of their place. So this is the book of Revelation chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Like the brother just read in Isaiah, enter now into thy chambers, and to the indignation of the Lord be overpassed. So that's us being beamed up. That cloud is speaking about a chariot with this word in there called UFOs, UAPs. Okay? Verse 13, Revelation 11 and 13. After the elect is ascended into the chariots. Revelation 11:13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. You see, going into what? The thermonuclear destruction. Okay, the 10th part being Babylon the Great, ultimately destroyed. So even wherever you at on the four corners of earth, your best bet is, to be delivered, to be beaten up in a chariot, because you don't know what destruction the Lord have for that area that you're around, man.
It's the Amos 5th chapter, the day of the Lord is darkness, man. Not light. So wherever you are, you're gonna be catching all type of hell unless the Lord be with you. All right, because when the Lord opens that Pandora's box of destruction, he says it's gonna be spirits of vengeance. The angels, they don't have no limitation where they can go. All right, they go to and fro throughout the earth. So if you got a spirit of vengeance sent to you, a cruel messenger, that's where you're going to the spirit realm. Okay, and again, going to the point we earlier quoted, 2 Peter 3rd chapter, you're being preserved to be destroyed. Okay, the Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptation, but he knows how to preserve the wicked unto destruction. All right, so you're being saved to be destroyed, and that's a terrible thing.
It's the book of Isaiah 24 and verse 19, going into how the earth is going to shake. It says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. All right, so showing you that when the Lord bring that destruction upon His earth, all right, the things that you see, especially here in Babylon the Great, it's going to be no more. It's going to be utterly burned with fervent heat. All right, you're not going to see no more buildings, no more sidewalks, no more people. All right, so if you're around, all right, all of this destruction, if you're not of the elect and getting beamed up into those chariots, you're going to have to suffer the destruction that's going to be here on the earth. That's it.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 24, who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers?
So who did this to so-called Negro Latino American man? Okay, the Lord did. All right, who allowed this devil to come over, on cargo slave ships? Just think about that. Man came on cargo slave ships all the way across the sea to grab Jacob. Okay, to grab him up. Okay, that's told you the hatred he had. All right, he knew exactly who we were. That's how he knew exactly where to go to find us. Okay, and over here in this land, you had the northern tribes over here. Okay, which go into prophecy, 2nd 13th chapter, which Christopher Colon, he knew, okay, that we'll be over here in this new world, all right, in the west, that's what he came over to do, okay, that's how he found Jacob, okay, and he conquered him, all right. He said I couldn't put down my sword for an hour, or if you paraphrase, going to Christopher Columbus, all right, again, going to these devils, the Lord sent them to go get us, all right, because of what? Because we disobeyed, all right, so what?
Yep. It says, did not the Lord, He against whom we have sinned?
There you go. So there's your answer. Jacob always asks why. There's your answer. But again, they don't consider they do evil. That's the whole point. Jacob's not going to humble down and acknowledge that they're wrong. All right? And that's why, again, they're not going to get right until they're shown in that day that they're wrong as hell. Okay?
Hey, like that sin in the world, life flash before their eyes type shit, it's gonna be a whole, I don't know how the Lord gonna have it, but Jake gonna see his light literally flash before his eyes, man. Then the missiles dropping, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna have, the only thing we planned was damn, they were right the whole time. Or damn, this whole time, when I came across the camp, that was my ticket to salvation. All I had to do was sit there and listen. But what I did, I walked past them, I blew the nicotine smoke in their face. And in my mind, I was like, man, to hell with these niggas, man. And the God who they serve. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't nothing but niggas thinking y'all got it, That's all gonna replay in Jake's mind. And you out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, hey, how is he accounted a number amongst the saints, man? But real quick, continue on, it says, for they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to obedience is better than sacrifice. If you don't obey, you're going to be a sacrifice. You're the sacrifice now. As we're making ourselves willing to living sacrifice, right? You're about to be sacrificed in Boswell, okay? You're about to be put on that altar, okay? And heated up, smoked, all right? And that smell is going to please the Lord, okay? Because it goes into golden the sacrifice in Boswell, which you probably get. The Lord named clean animals. Right, he named goats, bullocks, all right? But that means he's well favored in the sacrifice. That's to be the wicked. Esau, Edom, so white man, pretty much everybody over here is so-called America, okay? Wicked of our people, all right? The Lord's okay with that, okay? Because right now it's a stench in his nose. Guess what? When he burns his place, it's gonna smell good, okay?
Last scripture. Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger, and the strength of battle, and it have set him on fire round about, yet he know not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart.
Yeah, exactly. So all this stuff that happened to Jake, get that in Ezra's, all this is for amendment to pretty much change, and
15.
wickedness.
Yeah.
So all this stuff happened onto Jake. Jake still not return to the Lord. Okay, because all they do is revolt more and more. They just keep going backwards and more backwards. And again, read it one time.
There's 15.
Oh, 15. Yeah.
Maybe verse 9 might be
Isaiah 42 and verse 25. Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger, and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about. Yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart.
Exactly. So Jake still don't consider. All right. Jake gonna be getting sent to the spirit realm, still not considering, all right, what's being done on them because of their rebellion. Okay. They don't want to turn to the Lord. All right. And that's the simplicity. All right. Jake is trying to find every type of way to squeeze past the Lord. That's why the Lord called him a thief and a robber. Okay. He's supposed to go through that door. Okay. That straight gate. All right. But Jake want to go hella wide. Okay. He's gonna make a wrong turn, man, and end up being destroyed. And this happens every day. Okay. But ultimately, in that day, all right, you're gonna be left behind, man. Because of your disobedience. You know, you got it?
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse, I'll start at 19. It says, behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment.
Right, so these things are sent to you to change. Okay, so you start thinking about shit. All right, you know, when you're in adversity, you're supposed to think about it. All right, it says in Ecclesiastes, all right, you know, when you're in prosperity, okay, you know, enjoy yourself. But when you're in adversity, you're supposed to be thinking, okay, about what's being done to you, what's happening to you. All right, but even all that, famine, everything that's happening to Jake, they still don't change. Okay, because that's what amendment is. It's a change. All right, because again, this whooping that the Lord puts on our people is supposed to make you repent. Okay, you know, it says godly sorrow, work of repentance, paraphrasing. Okay, so when you're putting a godly sorrow, then you start seeking the Lord. That's what happened to us. But Jake is not in godly sorrow, they're in worldly sorrow. They're sorry because their girl left them or cheated on them or whatever. You know? And that's not gonna work no righteousness. That's only working more evil. Okay? You know, but again, what's happened to Jake, what's gonna happen these last days for Jake to change, what's been happening for Jake to change, they're still not changing. Okay, so what the Lord gonna do is people, in that sense, continue to say this, is just gonna be put to death. Okay? Jake had a terminal sickness, and that's rebellion. Okay?
Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
They're not, you know, whoop Jake ass, and 5 minutes later he's back on the same thing, man. You know, and that goes into Jake again being hard-headed, right? You know, he does ultimate prove hardness is hardening his neck, right? Jake just rebel more and more, find more ways to be rebellious, and that goes to witchcraft, all right? You know, as we quoted earlier, all right? That's why in school, you know, Ed was going into it about Apostle Ramla about in school. That's why you can't correct your kids because it builds up rebellion in them. You know, they'll call child services on you. All right, you know, take your kid away from you, right? Because they want them to be rebellious. Because if they're rebellious, it means the Lord's not going to deal with them. All right, you know. So again, what's been happening? You know, Jake is not being mindful. He's not thinking twice about being evil. All right, it's because ultimately again the Lord is not dealing with him, so he's going to judge them. All right, we quoted earlier, 1 Peter 4:17, judge himself again in first house of Most High, and that's even, you know, because you can't give a good thing to Jake, because the nigga ruined everything. All right, now guys know they're Israelites, but now the nigga find the truth. All right, trying to be Israelite superstars and, you know, making themselves more than what they ought to be, exalting themselves above that is written. Okay, that's why the Lord's going to destroy them too. All right, because again, quoting 1 Peter 4:17 is those that sort of say know the truth. Okay, you know, so you're trying to put yourself in a high position. Exalting himself, which that's what Jake does. He wants to put himself above everybody. That's the spirit of wicked Pharisees and scribes. All right, loving the high seats. All right, you know, general this, you know, commander that. Okay, loving these lofty titles. Right, under Caesar's system. Okay, the 401c3 charters. All right, the Lord's not dealing with them. Okay, and you're gonna see that when these shipping stations get set up. A lot of you guys are gonna be scrambling, man. Okay, and we're not gonna be nowhere to be found because what's gonna happen is gonna stop. All right.
Isaiah 1 in verse 4, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord, they have provoking the Holy One of Israel unto anger, they are going away backward. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. And like you said, they have an incurable disease. Verse 5, it says, the whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. All right, and that's why the scripture we read in Isaiah 42, it said Jake can't lay it to his heart because Jake is sick. Jake has a mental illness, man. See, when it comes down to obedience, all right? Jake is not like you said earlier, through the spirit, Jake is finding a million ways to run away from the straight. You You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to being disciplined and taking on the fetters of wisdom, that's far gone from Jake, man. He's fully locked on and do as thou will. But Jake don't understand that there's a time coming because of thou do as thou will spirit. All right, it has led you, all right, to lay your hand upon a door and a serpent biting you, man. All right, or running away from trying to escape some evil when evil is getting. Guess what? It has led you into a deeper destruction, man. You see, so there is no escape. The scripture said it is marvel if one sinner escape, go unpunished. All right.
Get Isaiah 30.
Come, spirit. Isaiah 30 in verse 1, woe to the rebellious children, said Yahweh.
So woe to the rebellious children, okay? Because you know that nigga in class, he funny as hell, that badass kid. He funny, all right? But you know, man, he's gonna get in trouble, okay? And everybody hit that, ooh, you know? Teacher get up, ooh. That's what we're gonna be doing that day, a lot of ooh, all right? Because, you know, the same guys that's what you think, you're on top, okay? And especially with a class clown, you get puffed up, all right? You thinking, you know, you that dude. All right, everybody laughing at you, but when you get that yellow paper, all right, you know, you getting suspended. Ain't nobody in there vouching for you that, hey, no, don't suspend him, you know. Ain't nobody in the principal office saying, no, he didn't do that, you know. And that's how it's gonna be in that day, because what? It's gonna say your sins shall be your accusers in that day, you know.
Yep. It says they take counsel, but not of me, and they're covered with their covering, but not of my spirit.
And so Jake know he need refuge, he need to run somewhere, but he not going to the Lord, okay? You know, he's going to this devil, man. So what, man, Esau, Edom, whoever's over there, okay? They ran to the Syrians, they ran to the Babylonians, right? They ran to Egypt, all right? Jake love running everywhere. You know, it talks about as nations forsaking their gods, which are who know gods, but you know, Jake, man, got gods like every city, you know, in the damn world, okay? You know, whatever they can do to not serve the Lord, that's what they do, okay? You know.
Like you say, have nations forsaking their God that are no God. So you got these heathen nations. They stick to these idols that profit them nothing. Jake got the true living power, and they know, and they still rebel against the true living power, the power that delivered us out of Egypt, man. You know, the only power there is. Scripture say he searched the heavens, he found none.
Yeah, just to see you, what you niggas was saying was true. He ain't find nothing up there. He came back and said, I don't see nobody up there. I'm telling you, you know, there's no God but me up there.
Yep. It says that they may add sin to sin.
Yep. It's iniquity. You know. That's what we say, be not without fear, to add sin unto sin, right? Compiling wickedness, right? Because Revelation 18 chapter says the sins of this place reach up onto the heavens. Right. You know. So eventually that tab got to be paid, you know, because you have to pay for your sin, okay? One way or another. Okay? You know, we do it because what we get covered, because we can't buy ourselves out. Right. Okay? You know, we seek the Lord, and those who pardon us by that blood, the blood of Yahushua being purchased. But if you're not covered, you don't got no insurance, you're not going to cover that wreckage that's coming, man. That collision, okay? Going into you being slapped by prophecy, you know?
Yep. And it reads, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt.
So walk. Jake loved walking with their feet, you know, to go ask for help for somebody else, all right, to other nations, okay? You know, again, going to them, marching, all right, voting and shit, all right? You know, trying to be heard, you know, doing YouTube videos and, you know, building up, you know, shit ultimately to not serve the Lord, okay? You know, that's what Jake does, man. So,
and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yeah, so they trust in that covering of this world, right? That's what the shadow is, the covering, all right? Covering from the heat, you know, the troubles, right? Jake asked for bailouts, okay? You know, let me get food stamps or whatever, you know. Jake always asks for bailouts, tax exemptions, whatever, okay? Because they're strengthening themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, okay? Strengthening themselves in the strength of Esau, so white men, all right? Trusting his military, trusting his setup, okay? Trusting in what he got going on, except for the Lord. You're going everywhere except for the Lord.
Hey, that's a beautiful point. Right now, as far as currency, what? Jake going to Bitcoin. Jake going to this cryptocurrency. Jake is just, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to find a way to bail out, man. You see the dollar getting ready to collapse. You see the infrastructure of the fourth industrial revolution right before your eyes. But what do Jake do? Jake walk past the camp. Jake go scroll right past the you know, suggested video of being edified, man. All right, talking to Jake, the spirit on you to talk to, Jake, doing the work of evangelist. Jake like, what you saying is beautiful. But he go to the back and light up the blackened mouth, man. He's always trying to find a way out, man. You see a million ways to escape righteousness, man. That's it.
When you go into that word Pharaoh, it goes back to great house. That's why they was in the wilderness. They was ready to return back to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? They had the cucumbers, the leeks, the melons. Why? Because pretty much they ain't want to go in the wilderness through their straight gate. Why? Because Egypt was already established. So just that we've been lately in class, going into that Luke the 19th chapter, going into that trench. When Esau Edom, he already got the solution, which is the sea hill. So when JT hit the streets, and the nation against nation, sedition amongst men, so on and so forth. Hey, they go run to who then? They go run to Pharaoh, that great house, that situation that's already set up, established. Like the brother going into Bitcoin, but ultimately it's all going to what? The RFID sea hill. So a lot of them are going to flee back to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? They're not praying to the Lord to cover them, to protect them in the time of JT. No, they just go back to Egypt, back to Pharaoh, which is Esau Edom today's in modern term. And what they go get juiced in.
Pierced, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we said that lean upon that broken reed and it's pierced.
That's it. They make a covenant with death.
Exactly.
So now you got to die to death of the so-called white man. Like the brother said, Esau is losing, but prophecy is defeating this guy, man. Every day that goes by, we're getting closer and closer to salvation, closer to a judgment. All right, in the day when the so-called white man will be of none. It's going to say, thou shalt consider, diligently search his way and say, where is he? Isaiah 30, verse 3, it says, finishing on verse 2, it says, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt be your confusion.
Exactly. So it's all going to turn back and bite you. It's all going to work against you. And that's what's going to happen. And that's been happening. Jake been losing. Okay, Jake been voting. Jake been trying to live right. Okay, do the right thing, work hard, and you get opportunity, whatever. All right, Jake been living that story out. It still ain't nowhere. Jake 20 steps back. They, back then in the 60s, at least Jake, was doing decent. For as far as of course the house and everything. I think there was certain stuff on statistics. Jake was doing good back then. They had the family structure still. Nigga woman, she was decent. And then you get to the 70s and on. Women's live and all that stuff. That was a downturn, man. Jake been losing. So how much more now? All right. So again, you strengthen yourselves in this kingdom. Well, where does your strength come from? Right. How does this place get built up into fruition? The Lord spoke about it. He built it up. So He's saying He'll take it down. And you saying I'm gonna build my foundation on someone's gonna take it down. That's what happens. And that's what that parable about you building your foundation on that saying.
Isaiah 30 in verse 4. Keep going, right? That was it. Yeah.
John 14, 27. The Lord said He's gonna give us comfort. How's the world giving? So when you seeking for worldly comfort, because that's what Jake think salvation is worldly comforts. I got a house. I got my bills paid. I got a car. Jake think that's freedom. It's not freedom. That's debt. So once again, this truth is supposed to set you free. Right? We don't have nobody we owe. Besides again, we're here. Paying back Yahweh from Shai. But other than that, Lord said, hey, He's gonna cast our iniquity in the bottom of the sea. He's gonna wipe it away. So that's that deal. All right, but us working until that day comes, that's the payoff. But, again, that debt that you're carrying here, you're carrying this devil's debt. Okay, that's what you say. Though hands on the hand, we're just not being punished. So you join a hand in hand, you tagging it on his debt, you tagging the nigga in. All right, you're gonna be taken out. All right, with because again, he's only here because the Lord is letting him be here until He says enough is enough.
I got some, real quick, just to back you up, a beautiful point. Isaiah, it's like you said, we paying off our debt doing this work. All right, this is Isaiah. I am He that blotteth out transgressions. Baba Kashab.
Is that the first chapter, second chapter?
Nah, 43. All right, I said 53. Salaki. Isaiah 43 and 25. The water. Isaiah 43 in verse 25, and it reads, I am He that blotteth out thy transgressions for my own sake, and will not remember thy sins. It says, put me in remembrance, let us plead together, declare thou, that thou mayest be justified. All right, like you said, you know, the Lord doing this work and present your body as a sacrifice, and doing obedience is better than sacrifice. Obeying the commandments that Yahweh Shai gave us, which is to what? Matthew 22:9. All right, to do this work. John 15, I have chosen you to go out and bring forth fruit, mean for repentance. With that, the Lord is going to cast your sins into the utmost depths of the sea, man. All right, because what? You taking on, all right, the yoke of his son. You let this mind, all right, which is the will, the business, be your occupation, man, until the end. So that the Lord in favor in due time is going to reward you with beaming you up, man, getting you out of this hellhole.
And that's what the Spirit King David was in, you know, because he said, I have transgressed against, man. You know, so we're supposed to what? You know, that Lord said, let's plead together, you know, go out and teach transgressions the Lord's ways, man. You know?
This is the book of Luke, chapter 13, verse 24. Strive to enter in at the straight gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in and shall not be able. So we know straight been a position of difficulty, but it says strive. So you will ask yourself, why would I try so hard to go into a position of difficulty? But it tell you what, Matthew the 7th chapter, that what narrow leadeth unto eternal life. Broad is the way of destruction. So what, us knowing that we owe the Lord, hey, we got to fight to get into that. We got to fight to enter into the straight gate, you know. That's why the scripture speak about putting on the feathers of wisdom, you know what I'm saying, become lowly meek and bear your cross. Why? So like the brother just read in Isaiah, so that he can blot out our iniquity, blot out our transgressions. You see, this is what keeps us humble. That's why self-examination is very, very important. You know what I'm saying? So what's the whole duty of man? To fear the Lord and keep his commandments. And Romans the 12th chapter say, present your body as a living sacrifice, which is what a reasonable sacrifice, roughly paraphrasing. Reasonable service, you know?
Yeah. That's why I said plead. Another word for pleasing is reasoning.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a reasonable thing, a logical thing to do. It's to how you want to plead your case. You help us with do the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Keep it simple. Kiss the son, lest he be angry. You know what I'm saying? So it's there, man. John 14. Say John 14 and verse 16. And I will pray. So I'm reading verse 14. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If you love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever.
And that's what, you know, we're banking on, you know, because again, going to Jake seeking comfort, he takes the left-hand way out, right? Seeking worldly comfort, right? And it's a temporary fix, right? Because all the symptoms that come with worldly comfort is ultimately going to lead to destruction, you know? Once again, the comfort the Lord gave us is wisdom, okay? Understanding. Okay, we have peace because we know what's going on. We understand what's going on, you know? Because again, the Lord opened us up to what's to come, all right? Now we should behave ourselves prior to his return. So when the destruction does come, you know, we're found in the grace of Yahweh Shai, all right? Because we did what we were supposed to do, all right? So that comforter, you know, which is not a man, it's the Holy Spirit, this came upon our apostles and elders to what? To teach us the Lord's ways. As in the book of Ruth, that things that please the Lord have made manifest unto us. Because how are we going to serve the Lord if you don't know how to serve him?
Exactly.
Right? He taught us how to serve him. He told us what we're supposed to teach, you know? And that's what we're doing here right now, you know?
Verse 17, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive.
There you go. So that's why the world can't receive the Spirit of truth. Because they're in the world, they're of the world. Okay, they're too much in the world to receive things. Okay, so again, you being in the world, as Yahweh said, you can't serve two masters. Okay, you can't be all in the download of the world and then be in the truth. It don't work. All right. So the Spirit of truth, the world can't receive because there ain't no space for the Lord in you. Okay, because in your body is darkness. Okay, the Lord is the power of light. So the light not in you. You're not speaking forth this word. There's no light. All right, there to be found. Okay. So again, the Spirit of truth. That's why we're a spectacle in the world. Okay, because what we have, people don't understand. Okay.
And real quick, to make a quick point too, their comfort is in the world. Their constellation, you go into the word constellation, it means console or comfort. Their constellation is on this side. 2/3 of our people, they find comfort in, like the saying, make your bed in hell. Well, our people have made their bed, their rest in Babylon the Great. But the scriptures told us to come out of her. It is polluted. This place will destroy you mentally, emotionally, physically, and ultimately spiritually will lead you All right, to that what? Sodom and Egypt, man.
Sword and
That's
sword.
why this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, you know. But Jake has his constellation, his console, his comfort is in the world. All right. See, the elect of the nation of Israel, their comfort is in the spirit.
Right.
It's in His truth. All right. The comfort that what we will be with Yahweh Shai, we will meet Him in the air. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words, the words of victory, man. The new song, the song of deliverance. All right. Continue on.
Yeah.
St. John 14, in verse 17, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth Him not,
There you go.
neither knoweth Him,
Right.
but ye know Him, for He dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
And that's the confidence we have because the Lord is with us. All right. You know, in the land where it said we're not His people, there shall be said we are His people. All right. It's going to say, then shall know who my chosen. All right. The Lord is in us. You don't got to look nowhere. Okay. Because the Spirit of the Lord is in us. Okay. You know, not all the time, of course. You know, but as far as the bigger picture, the Lord's dealing with His men. And how much more in that time will totally love Him. Okay. Lord to give us powers, doing miracles. Yeah, man, don't forget about that either. You know. So again, you know, the Lord is in us. Okay. So we one more time.
Yep.
So he said the point of they don't know the Lord. Okay.
Right.
They don't know Him. Okay. They don't see Him. Because if they did, they wouldn't have crucified Him. They wouldn't be crucifying Him right now. Okay. You know, it says the land where the Lord was crucified, meaning you know, they abhor the ways of the Lord here in this land. Okay. It started with our people. Okay. They crucify Him daily. Okay. Put Him to open shame. Okay. How they conduct themselves. All right. You know, because again, they don't know Him. They don't know the Lord. Okay.
Verse 17, beautiful. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth Him not, neither knoweth Him, but ye know Him, for He dwelleth with you
Right.
and shall be in you.
And so, you know, like Yahushua prayed, he says, I know I'm not alone because I do the things that please you. He's talking about Heavenly Father. He's always with me. I'm never by myself. As long as we're doing what we're supposed to do, the Lord's going to be with us. Okay? And don't let nobody shake that from you. Okay?
Right.
The Lord won't even show you signs, man. He's going to show you things that I'm dealing with you. You got to trust Him. Okay? No, be not ignorant of them signs. Okay? You're never get them all the time. The Lord going to confirm you. Okay? How much more in that time? All right? We're the only people on the planet Earth fighting for the Lord. Okay? That's special. Okay? That's why the man, that's what Yahushua said, well, when I return, shall I find faith? He's looking for his woman. Where's faith at? All right? You're going to find it in his men, man. Those who report that number.
Second Ezra 2, it says, Sir, what are these? You know? And he said, I greatly commended them. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because these were the men that stood stiffly for the names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. That, hey, man, that's a beautiful, like you said, we're fighting for the Most High and His only begotten Son. The whole world of Israel is not on this level when it comes down to understanding the spiritual war they are at, man. You see? We're literally applying the whole armor of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? With the Spirit of truth, the Word. Okay, and it's backed by the, matter of fact, Salakia, the shield of faith. All right? We actually believe in the words, man. All right? Verse 18, it says, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you.
And that's why, you know, as we say, there's no want in fear of the Lord. What else we need? You know? The Lord said He's going to take care of our necessities. You know? That's why it goes into whatever state we're in, we're supposed to be content. You know? We're not striving to be rich and trusting on certain riches because as you see it is now, the dollar's not worth nothing. Okay? This man is just passing things, pushing things down the pipe, and everything's going to turn digital. Okay? What you going to do then? You know? When it's centralized with CBDCs, you know? It's Fed now already in place now. Okay? You know? Because uncertain riches. Okay? Unless you comply, all you did was in vain. Okay? And that's the catch. Okay?
Right.
You take that device, you participate in this, you're gonna be destroyed.
Right.
Okay? So you're seeking comfort in things that are not gonna comfort you. Alright? You know? And you're trying to make your bed on a bed of nails, you're not gonna sleep well. Okay? Because you cannot be ignorant to what's happening around the world. Okay? And you have a shield around you, this invisible bubble, alright, that you think that things don't pertain to you. Okay? Well, until judgment comes across your corner, man, across your door, you say, oh my God. Okay? And by then it started too late. Alright, but once again, us being comforted, we don't need to go nowhere else. That's why it says, it's in Isaiah, we're not going to stay up on him that smote us no more. Alright? You know, we don't need you no more, Esau. Okay? You nursed us up, you know, when the prophecy, alright, you took care of us for us to survive, to figure out that we're the Israelites again. Okay? And that was the biggest mistake, man. Giving us the internet, you know, giving us these so-called amendments and everything, giving us free speech, all right? You know, giving us telephones. Now we have computers in our hands, all right, recording everything. You gave witnesses a device to tell you, you know, we record everything, and ultimately the angels are, all right? So again, us being confident because look, the Lord says He's about to do He said He's faithful that promise, man. He's about to do what He says He's going to do, all right? Deliver us and destroy this wicked world, as long as we do what we're supposed to do. right? But prophecy is going to come regardless. If we part of elect or not, the Lord's going to come through on His word, okay? And that's the beautiful thing, okay?
Verse 19, yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more, but ye see me, because I live, ye shall live also. At that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you.
Yep, so that's why going to Yahweh's sacrifice, that's why it was a look upon it, man.
Right.
You know, how can we understand these things unless He went, He left, okay? You know, those seals being loose, all right, us being able to go into the mysteries, going deep in the book, okay, knowing exactly what the Lord's talking about. We on the same page in accordance, all right, as far as the things coming to pertain to our salvation, all right. You know, that would not be possible unless Yahweh did what He did, okay. Getting quoted earlier, kiss the Son, man, all right. You have to acknowledge Yahweh, okay. The Spirit of truth is because of Yahweh, okay. Yahweh Shai, all right. The Holy Spirit, the Comforter, because we was through, all right. We had no communication with the Lord. There's no temple we can go to, all right, and going to, you know, the whole setup of the ancient temple, that's gone, okay? You know, veil being rent, that was it, man. Okay, Yahweh Shai, hey, that was it, okay? So now you have to look upon Yahweh Shai to be saved and delivered, all right? And that's our comfort, okay? He received victory, so we're going to receive victory,
Right.
And that's it. Read 27.
Yep. Jump down to verse 27. Yeah. Come. St. John 14 and 27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you.
So the Lord's peace we're going to get, okay? Right.
Not as the world.
Not as the world, okay? No, we don't need no 501c3, okay? We don't need $1 billion, okay? You know, we don't need worldly comforts, okay? Because worldly comfort, going to stoicism, we know that's going to lead to destruction, okay? It makes you soft, okay? It makes you weak, all right? You know, that's why the Lord hardens us. He puts us through, gift destroy the heart, yeah, you know? What?
Yep. Give I unto you, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid.
Yep, let your heart not be troubled, neither be afraid. And that's it, okay? You know, because this flesh is what gets you, all right? Being scared and trying to save your life is because you're scared of death, okay? Like the Lord said, cast away mortal thought, paraphrase, mortal thoughts is pertaining to death, mortal, all right? We're put on immortal, okay? We can't die as long as we're in the Lord, right? Okay? And that's the mentality. Yeah, we're not missing out on nothing here, okay? We know the place about to be destroyed, okay? We're just here waiting patiently until the Lord gets the green light and delivers us out of here, okay? But until then, again, you know, what we're gonna do, what we're doing here, we're gonna keep doing it, okay? Until the fat lady sings, they sing, you know?
And real quick, to back you up with the Spirit, I was just meditating on that because that's what's going to be amplified in Jacob's trouble. The mind of the elect believing in the things that are not seen. But like you said, putting off the mortal thoughts, death. Well, the elect is what's going to get them that victory over the mark is them actually having their immortal thoughts of what? The power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the invincible power. That mind frame of the elect is going to be activated to get them that victory, to hop over the hurdle. You see? So thanks be to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for activating our faith, activating our mind to believe on such a high level. Because this truth, this faith that we have, it takes a high level thinking, man. You have to think of a power outside, all right? You have to think about the omnipotent presence, all right? Your mind has to be glued towards the Father's Spirit and the power of Him being possible, man. Things being possible, right? All right, it's gonna say all things are possible to him that believe, right? You know, that's what's gonna get us to denounce, to see Him, and to strive all the way to the end, to Lord's will be beamed up, man. You know.
So that's the point. You know, again, you know, what we're doing is foolish in your eyes, but inside the Lord is honorable. All right, and us by being foolish for His sake, the Lord gonna make us honorable. Okay, because before honor is humility. Okay, you know, that's how there's always a movement. You know, we're not the cool guys on the block. It may be the normal scenario. You know, in the world, you know, we be incognito, but when we put this work on, right, we're the hate of the earth, man. You know, and good. Okay, because we detest and hate the things of this world. All right, so when the Lord comes, we point fingers at all you niggas. Okay, you know, the Lord been doing it thousands of years ago. Yeah. All right, and that's why I gave Him the judgment. It's been a long waiting, man. It's about to hit real hard. Okay, and those we hit in that time to come. All right, and now it's the sea up. That's the point, man. Dodge that sea up, man. Trust the Lord, and rock out, and sit, be pilgrims, and that's it. Okay, it's that last time, the last captivity. All right, we're gonna worry about this, man. After this. All right, that's why we're fighting out when we can. All right, to the bell ring. All right, so with that, those was edifying. Those were praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor scales and the possible millstone. Peace and blessings. Let the be. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.